Choose one of you.
Look! Elves!
Okay, here comes a goof I bet none of you have ever seen before. As we zoom out of the passenger car to see the elves marching, there's an elf that isn't moving his legs or arms, but yet he's still moving with the other elves. It's like he's Gumby or something. So everyone gets off the train, and the conductor has them line up.
Hey, what gives? It was 5 minutes till midnight 4 minutes ago.
Don't you ever question how this train runs again.
Columns of two.
And here comes another goof. Notice how there's no other children in the background. The scene cuts to Billy, and then when it goes back, there's children in the background. And you can also see more of the building in the background. So the girl and boy don't feel right leaving Billy behind. They try to convince him to get off the train, but he refuses.
Christmas just doesn't work out for me.
So because Billy wouldn't just get off the train like every other normal kid, they find themselves stuck on a runaway car.
Gonna be okay. Baby, no!
Alright, roller coaster part 2. So the boy is trying to find the brake.
Take a break, kid! How about a nice good hot cup of joe?
It was at that moment, the hobo knew he messed up. So the boy manages to apply the brakes. And here comes the next goof. When the car strikes the buffer, the kids are flung backwards. But because of inertia, the kids should have been flung forward. So now the kids are stuck on a turntable, and they don't know where to go. That is until the hero girl hears a sleigh bell.
It's coming from that tunnel.
So now, they have to walk across this sketchy set of tracks. I don't care how much money you'd pay me. I would never do something like this. Miraculously, they make it past the tracks. But now they have to find their way back to the ceremony.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's my town.
So now we can officially say the boy is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Once the elves are finished with their work, they head to the ceremony. The kids decide to follow them. But when they get out, they discover they're in the wrapping room. So they follow the arrows to see where it leads.
It's going to my town. There's someone named Billy. My name is Billy.
My name is Jeff.
It's going to 11344 Edbrook Avenue. That's my address.
So Billy decides to go chase after his present. So the girl and boy have to go chase him. So when they make it to the bottom of the slide, they find themselves in Santa's bag. But it isn't long until they're in trouble again. And here's another mistake. In this scene, we can see that the bag is gonna close over top of their heads. But in the next scene, the kids are at the very top of the bag. So the bag of presents is being delivered to the ceremony, and the kids think they're finally gonna make it. But then they find out the know-it-all boy was following them.
What are you doing here?
Same as you. I'm checking on my Christmas presents.
Oh.
So when the elves try to lower the blimp, they lower it too much, and it knocks the Christmas star off the tree. And here's another mistake. When the elves bungee jump to save the star, they fall faster than the star. This is impossible because everything falls at the same rate of speed. Incredibly, the elves save the star.
All right, you stowaways. Party's over.
The elves help the kids get out of the bag, and then the ceremony begins. When the elves bring out the sleigh bells, they ring them for everyone to hear. But the boy can't hear the bells.
Aren't those bells the most beautiful sound?
Then came the moment everyone was waiting for. Santa Claus's arrival. Then, one of the sleigh bells comes loose and lands right in front of the boy.
I believe.
Finally, the boy hears the bell, and Santa Claus approaches him.
Let's have this young fellow right here.
The boy is chosen to receive the first gift of Christmas.
What would you like for Christmas?
Now, if you listen very closely, you can actually hear the boy saying, "I'd like the one bell off the reindeer." I'll turn it up extra loud so you can hear it. Santa agrees to give him the present and declares the bell the first gift of Christmas.
The first gift of Christmas!
Now here's something that bothers me a little bit. When the boy puts the bell in his pocket, we know that it falls through and goes into the sleigh. But how did Santa and the conductor not notice this? They're looking right where the bell would have fallen. So Santa then gets ready to leave the North Pole. But remember the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer statue? Why is Rudolph not helping to pull the sleigh? Who's to say they're not gonna run into we are going to be finding Alright, so at the beginning of the movie, Thomas is running late to the station. And here comes the first goof. If we look at Thomas, we can see that his cab doors are missing. So the train's working hard. And here comes the next goof. Out, James out of it. This is Thomas's first time on the big screen, and you use a model of really reliable. So after Gordon over finish, so they get the shape of the building wrong, but they also got the color wrong. So we see people walking around the station, and this is where we see Mr. Conductor for the first time. These people are doing such random things at a train station. I mean, we got a guy juggling, some girls throwing bats back and forth, I guess. And who carries a fishbowl with them to a train station? He looks like he's gonna drop it. So now we know how old this movie is. There's a telephone booth in it. This is your shining time. Now there's a lot of people that make Thomas. We get a rolling shot of Thomas's door. Did a pretty bad. James is in the
Now, I've come back to find a lost...
Like to know.